Have you ever wondered why many people become rich at a point in their life, but they couldn't continue with the wealth they had? Many people don't know how to start business, and when they start business, they don't know how to continue. Most of the time, most people go for auditions, they go for the exhibitions that weren't actually needed. But there are some things that had to be implemented even while you have the money and while you are growing the wealth, and that is habituation, or that is a culture. When you don't know how to put people into action, when you don't know how to manage people, it will be hard for you to retain your wealth. Now, there are two kind of ways whereby you can actually grow your wealth along the line, and that is when you have actually that is when you talk about value. Value has two significant parts, so you can continue. If you are interested in this video and would like you to subscribe, please do. Thank you very much. Yes, as we're talking about the other time, we spoke about value. Now, value are two things that are attached to it. Values can come in two forms, and that is number one, the impact that you have, and the resources you have. Those are values you build over the time. Now, thinking about the resources can be divided into two. That's the human resources and the financial resources. When you are starting a business, you need these two to be very prominent before you actually go into everything. You need the money, and you know how to manage the resources, even though that's what will actually keep you in the long haul. Now, when you're talking about impacts are actually divided into three. That's when you talk about the influence, that's when you talk about the antecedent, and that's when you talk about the experience. Now, the combination of all this bring up what is called the value. Now, you could have heard that many businesses are again garnering revenues of over $500 million, $1 billion, $10 billion. Meanwhile, their profits are quite little. Reason is because one or two of these three characteristics are out of the way. Many businesses, before they grow, you talk about how can they grow in that geometric progression, that is without having that influence. Now, influence, imagine when Kevin started Instagram would have been as low as it is, as it will ever be, but bringing in Selena Gomez, bringing in Pope Francis allowed it to grow exponentially. You see, that is when influence comes in. And by the time you talk about the antecedents, before you actually get an employment, they will ask you, where have you worked before? What is your CV? What have you achieved? That's one. And why they thought it is. Now, another thing that could give you an advantage, it is the experience. Which experience have you gotten? What have you achieved over the years? Those are the experiences, because people don't pay you for how much you have, or how much you think that you have, but they pay you because of the experiences they think you have. Now, they pay you because of the experiences. That's why when they are letting go of workers, they make sure that people with low experience, people with low impact, they go. So look at the big footballers. Many footballers don't actually grow along the line as their career is going, because they fail to build the influence. So these three are very sacrosanct. Why building your impact? It must be influence, it must be your antecedent, and it must be your experience. These three must correlate together before you can actually build your value. But this is not what you build over the time. No, this is what you build subsequently. If you are starting a business, you want to think, is it habituation or culture? Habituation in its true sense, it is the ability when you meet somebody, the person is portraying what he does flawlessly. You don't need to tell the person this is how to behave before the person shows you. Now, he does it voluntarily, no stress, nothing of sorts. Now, but when you talk about culture is you incurring some attitude, a must do into the businesses. Now, Nucor Steel Company in the US, one of the things they believe is that before the first 8 hours, there are some tons of steel they must. Nucor believe that before they could outsmart or outperform their competitors such as Bethlehem also. They must make sure that every worker is on the deck working for the first 8 hours. That's the culture. Now you might actually bring, I don't know what you do, I don't know what you are doing at the moment, but bringing in this culture, it will actually do you great favor, because many people have to be watched before they perform, while many don't have to be watched. Now that is the discrepancy. When you are employing people, who are those that can go with you in a long haul? Who are those can spend 5 years, 10 years, 15 years with you? Now, are they people that are into the culture, or are those people that are into the habituation? Is it their habit to be workaholic? Is it in their habit to make sure they are profit oriented?